Hello, all, and welcome back to West Virginia University Esports. We are kicking off the fall 2024 NACE Rocket League season here with our first match against the St. Clair Saints. I am here with our wonderful casters, as always, Kellen and Gabe. What's up, guys? How we doing? And we are all so excited to bring you this match here today. For any of you all who may be new or not quite as caught up, this WVU team is coming off back-to-back grand final seasons and are looking strong and poised to go for the three-peat, with the head of the snake being our senior captain Angel, who has been tearing it up both offensively and defensively. Great in goal, great in defense, but can also go up and put the ball in the net. WVU is coming off another good summer, beating a top team Northwood in the Collegiate Rocket League. So now going to you guys, how do you think this summer has prepared them? And just comparing the competition, how do you think those teams played and that we're going to play here in NACE, and how do you think those teams compare to those that we faced over the summer?
I mean, look, first of all, thank you for that wonderful introduction, Will. It's awesome to have you
It's
in the
fantastic.
squad now.
Yeah.
A new face for you who join us regularly, but you'll be seeing a lot of Will. Look, I'm just so excited to be back. The summer was great. You guys probably, if you keep up on our Twitter, I'm sure you would have seen we had a very, very good summer. But we are now in the second year of this amazing three-man roster of Angel, Tool, and now Matter.
Name change. It is,
The artist formerly known as Daunt.
Yep. He switched it on us a little bit there at the end of the season, made it a little confusing, but it is now officially Matter. And his second full year with us, looked great. Honestly, we like Will said, had a good summer. We ended up taking down Northwood for a match in Ascension. That was not in CRL, but some good teams we faced.
Yeah.
And coming up tonight, as you can see on that lower third, it is West Virginia versus St. Clair. St. Clair, good roster.
Yeah, like you said, some very, very good teams, and St. Clair just happens to be one of them. And it just, again, so happens they're our first match, and that's going to be the matchup tonight. St. Clair having some very, very good members. I believe their captain actually was on a pro team. Size, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
I do believe it's and was able to actually get to the grand finals of that. But our boys are no stranger to that scene as well. Actually, we were able to take his team down. So very, very good looks here for the Mountaineers. But I mean, let's talk about this St. Clair roster.
For sure.
Like I said, you have their captain, but as of right now, it's actually still pretty up in the air. We do not know who's going to be starting.
We did get word. So they had a lot of players listed on their roster. The starters will be the captain Shuffleverse, along with PZY and Fabso, who are two teammates on a world champ team for CRL. Very good.
Absolutely. And I mean, look, this is not going to be an easy match by any manner, but when you look at the pedigree that the Mountaineers have, like we said, two-time NACE champions at the start of the NACE year, we're up there.
Absolutely.
And St. Clair, however, with that roster, currently ranked towards the bottom of the Super Conference.
Yes.
Now, do we agree with that?
I don't know. I think, it's a new roster. Relatively, updated roster, so it's hard to tell. West Virginia is number one in that Super Conference, but, it's a Super Conference for a reason. Every team can do anything on any given day, as we said a lot last year. So you never know. And with, these good players that have performed in Tier 2 play, Tier 1 play, and in the collegiate scene, you can't underestimate a team like St. Clair.
Yeah, and let's just get to moving forward. Like you said, you never really know how they're going to play. September's a busy month.
Absolutely.
Busy month for all teams involved. We actually have the Harrisburg University Invitational coming up, I believe, at the end of the month.
Exactly.
Right?
Will's going to touch on that here in a few.
Yeah, and it's going to be an intense month. So, Will, I want to get your thoughts on this, actually. How do you think the Mountaineers can keep up this stamina? And do they need to start to build momentum, or do you think they just need to go out there and do what they do?
Well, I mean, as we've touched on, it's back-to-back grand finals runs, very long, late seasons busy summers taking on some of the best teams in collegiate Rocket League, and now, in just less than a month, another invitational. It's a lot of performance at the highest level, and I mean, it probably is going to be growing. It's going to take a lot of effort, but I mean, as we've all seen and how well these guys performed, they are prepared, and I mean, I think if any team's up to the challenge, it is them. And talking about momentum, I mean, a lot of it, I think they're just going to carry it with them. It's that kind of confidence that you get when you're the #1 ranked team going into the season. So I mean, it is going to be a very grueling and daunting task, but I mean, I think if anyone's up for it, it's going to be them.
Absolutely, and that's a very good point with West Virginia being that #1. We saw it a lot last season. Teams would have their best night playing us. You know what I mean? We saw it with Akron. We saw it with Ole Miss. Ole Miss took us to that Game 7 in the playoffs.
It was.
A lot of teams, Lubbock Christian is a team that comes out of nowhere against us sometimes. So everybody seems to play their best ball when they're playing West Virginia. And I think, being #1, there's that target on your back.
Yeah.
And a team like St. Clair, they're going to come out, they're going to play a little crazy, I think.
And I will say, despite being ranked #1 in the Super Conference in NACE, in just some personal stuff, I've seen the Mountaineers nationally ranked 2 or 3 by some opinions. And, you have to wonder what that does to our guys. Say, we are the 2-time NACE champions. We go out and win invitationals left and right. And yet you're still going to put Akron above us.
Exactly.
You're still going to put Northwood above us.
Definitely a bulletin board moment. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I think that's why that momentum is going to be so important. They need to carry this summer through. They need to carry that last NACE championship through, because if they let that kind of start to slip, well, then everyone was right. Maybe they're not the top team. But I'll tell you right now, they are. They're going to continue to be.
Well, I think they'll honestly be able to kind of use that to their advantage. I mean, they on paper, I mean, there's no reason not to put them at #1. But some people they want to have a trendy pick. They want to have a sleeper pick. I think and with these type of players, they can see that, they can kind of look at that, they can kind of giggle and stuff and be like, all right, watch this, and they're going to show to us all why they should be and why they are in a lot of people's eyes the #1 team.
Yeah, for sure. But let's lean a little bit more into this WVU roster. So, like we said, Matter coming back, second full season. Angel in his senior season.
Yeah.
So, we might be looking at a little bit of a last dance, maybe a little bit of a, let's just show him I am the MVP before I go out.
Last run.
We've seen him a lot be that captain, that jack of all trades. I like to say he's called Angel for a reason, because when we need him, he grows the wings. So, how are we going to, let's talk a little bit about how we've seen them grow.
Yeah.
Right. So over watching them last year, coming into the season, what kind of stuff do we expect tonight?
It's just it's the confidence levels, and that comes with when you are with a roster for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, when you do not have that constant changing of people going in and out and in and out, when you really get to be with your 3 guys for 2 years now, that's just going to build so much camaraderie. When we're down there listening to them practice, it's just bang, bang, bang in the comms. It's not a worry. They're not, even when they get down, they know what they need to do. So I think that is really where the growth comes from. I don't think that there's really any room to grow skill-wise. I mean, you're talking about 3 of arguably the best players in collegiate Rocket League at this moment.
True.
But when you're talking about their growth as a team, I think that's really where it comes from. It is the ability to have them together for so long. And now talking about Angel's final season, how are they going to look forward? What really do they think about this season? Do they think about, hey, Angel's leaving? Like, do Tool and Matter think, hey, Angel's leaving? Like, what do we do?
I don't know. I mean, I honestly think that's just in the back of their minds at this point.
agree.
You gotta it's one day at a time, one map at a time, one goal at a time. And with like you said, you mentioned the skill these guys have, the mechanics of Tool, the mechanics of Matter, and the leadership skills of Angel. I mean, it's kind of a whole package. And like you said, building that camaraderie over the fall and spring season, and now going into this fall and spring season. And then, we have the Harrisburg Invitational later this month. I mean, the sky's the limit, honestly.
Absolutely. I think we could be looking at an undefeated season here very easily.
Okay.
That's not even me being partial. I think if you look at the progress that they've had from the last 2 seasons,
True.
Right? They're dropping what? How many games?
We were undefeated in NACE play.
Exactly.
Last
So
spring.
if we're talking about if we're talking about NACE this year, I don't think it's a question.
Yeah.
Unless we see something otherwise, I don't think there's any reason to question the talent of this team.
You're number one
And,
until proven
and I
otherwise.
think that we're going to see that tonight. And I think we are going to see some explosiveness from Matter. Because when you're talking about the roles that are going to be next, someone has to step up and be that guy.
For sure.
And for me, I think it's going to be Matter.
Okay.
So I think tonight, keep your eye on Matter. I think we're going to see a heck of a game.
Yep,
there.
for sure. And now that we're getting down close, we got about 5 minutes till kickoff is slated to go on. I want to get back into some pick'ems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Haven't done them in a whole summer.
Can't wait.
So we'll get us started off with, who think we're going to win. Let's get an MVP guess for tonight.
I think it's going to be a ride the high moment for the Mountaineers. I see a clean sweep. I see the Mountaineers winning this. Maybe I'm not predicting blowouts in either of these games. I think they'll be close fought games. Maybe even a little bit of overtime in one of them. But I do think West Virginia has that camaraderie and that chemistry to come through in those gritty moments at the end of games. Who's going to come up with a big save? Who's going to come up with the nice goal at the end? A lot of that teamwork is going to come to play there, and I see West Virginia coming out with the sweep.
Yep, that's it's not a bad guess, I will say. I do like that, when we're in the match, we like to be impartial.
Yeah.
But when you're on the cast, we have to be honest. And
Honest opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Despite being,
Honest opinion.
Despite being students here, despite casting for the program, I would like to say we know better than anybody, I guess, how good this team is because we watch them all the time.
We've been watching them for.
So it's hard not to agree with you, Will. All that being said, I see a 2-0, maybe a 2-1. I could see, some rust getting knocked off of the elbows, getting some thumbs warmed up on those controllers, maybe a 2-1. But I do agree with Will, it's going to be close, and I expect to see Angel really leading the charge tonight. Coming off of the summer, getting into the season, you need your captain to be the guy that rounds up those, your other two teammates, gets the comms going, gets the game plan going, and starts it off with a bang. And I think we're going to see Angel do that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm going to agree with Will here. I think it's going to be a clean sweep for the Mountaineers. I don't expect to see anything less. However, where you and I differ, like I said, I really expect to see Matter pop off. I think that it's going to be a Matter night, and I think that Angel is really going to be that just backbone. I don't really think we're going to see a crazy amount of star power tonight. Notice how I'm saying tonight.
One day.
Don't get me wrong. During this season, you will see Angel absolutely go off. It is not a question. Everybody on this team has that opportunity. But I think tonight it's going to be Matter's night. But I do think the Mountaineers come away with the sweep and look very, very good going into next.
And I think that really shows, the seniority that Angel has right now. He always knows what the team needs. If the team needs him to go out and score 4 goals to bring home a win, that's what he's going to do. If they need him to play passive, to set up his teammates, to, play in goal, as he's so good at doing, I'm sure he's willing to do that too. It's really whatever the team needs to get the win, to get that final goal, which is what he wants. Back-to-back championships. They want to make it a third. This is what he's here. He's a senior last year. Got to go out with a bang. Whatever the team needs to win, that's what he's going to do, and that's what makes him so special.
Yeah, and I actually think since we have some time, do you think that we should comment on a little bit of what's going on within the Super League?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Harrisburg, of course, the HUE, the Hue, it is the Harrisburg University Invitational. They are playing up against, I believe that's UFC.
Yep.
Could be a good match. I know Harrisburg's a good team. They're ranked up there in the Super Conference just behind us. I think the one to look out this week is definitely Ole Miss Akron.
Oh my gosh.
The two teams we ran a gauntlet against last spring season in the playoffs. We played Akron. I believe we beat them 3-1.
I do believe so.
Or no, 4-1 because it was a best of 7.
Yes.
And then Ole Miss took us to that grueling Game 7. Gave some people some heart attacks. But that's essentially, I would say that's the number 2 and number 3 team in NACE play, with Akron being 2, Ole Miss being 3. That's going to be a banger.
It is. I'm going to go as far. We're going to do some more pick'ems here. I think we have time. Look, I think Harrisburg is going to win 2-1 here.
Okay.
I think that they need to come out strong before their invitational. Yeah. They have to show up if they want to be able to compete with these top us. Yeah, Ole Miss, Akron. Look, Ole Miss, Akron, I'm hoping It's a 3-2.
Why does that have to be best of 3?
I think it's a 2-1. No,
Okay.
sorry. I think it's 3-2, right?
Okay. Best of 3, so
Yes,
2-1.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. We all know what you mean.
But I think Ole Miss comes out on top. Call
Ole
me
Miss takes it?
crazy.
The RLCS team Akron, though.
Call me crazy. Ole Miss right now. Opening banger of a week. Come out, shock everyone.
2-1.
I think Ole Miss is a contender.
I would take the Zips there. 2-1 as well, but I think
Yeah.
the Zips take it. You know, they have been more successful in the past. They've been NACE runner-ups 2 years in a row. I mean, you could say if they didn't play us, they'd be 2-time back-to-back champions like we are. But,
I agree.
you know, they had to play that number 1 team. So I think Akron, can't underrate them. They're a really good squad, so I got to put them 2-1.
But here's the thing. I'm not underrating them, though. I am just putting Ole
Yep.
Miss a little bit higher.
It's a good point. But
And now moving on to the last one, a little bit of a lower matchup, but LCU versus ISU. Now, ISU, not a bad team by any number. Usually a little bit more of a contender in the Overwatch and the Valorant range. But in Rocket League, it's no small feat. Now, LCU is someone that we've seen a couple of
we have seen
times.
Lubbock Christian.
You know, it's someone that just sneaks in there sometimes. I'm going to give the nod to LCU over Illinois State 2-0.
I would as well. I think 2-0 is a good call there for LCU, excuse me. Like I said, they're one of those teams, if you catch them on a good day, they're tough to beat. I mean, they came into a match against us.
Yeah.
It was a third-party tournament last year, I believe, around that springtime, and I think they 2-1'd us or 3-1'd us. It was a tough game, and LCU, they have the guys. They play really well. I mean, like, there's just not much else to say. I take them 2-1 against Illinois State.
All right, well, what do we think for these 3 matchups?
Well, I'm gonna have to go with Gabe here, at least for Akron. I do think Akron is kind of the clear-cut second best team right now. You know, they got a little bit of those vibes of like a lot of those teams in the 2010s. They were going to be really good coming out of the East, but then they had to play LeBron, and you know, so they could never quite get over the hump. I see Akron as kind of that team, you know, with obviously LeBron being the Western Virginia Mountaineers. You know, I definitely wouldn't pick up against them, but I do think Akron is probably the clear-cut number 2 right now in all of NACE. And then if I had to pick other 2 games, I am going to go with Harrisburg. I think you guys made some good points about their upcoming invitational. Have to start out strong. Have to set a good tempo early. And then I'm also going to go with LCU in their match against Illinois State.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that oh man, that Ole Miss Akron game, and you know, I'll tell you what, that's going to be a really, really good test, especially just going into the next week
Absolutely.
to see how these matches play out. Look, we'll see how Lubbock Christian plays. Well, because if it's close versus ISU, it's, you know, that's a.
I mean, it's the
another
first
question.
first match of the NACE, but like that first match can tell you a lot.
Exactly. And, you know, talking about Harrisburg, how they're going to look at the invitational. And then, of course, the number 2 and 3 matchup in this first week could not be more important because that sets the tone. That sets the bar for where the Mountaineers need to play.
And like, if you just look at the teams, the super conference is stacked.
Yeah.
I mean, like the only teams that you could throw in there are teams that aren't in NACE, like the Northwoods.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just Ole Miss, Akron, LCU, West Virginia, Illinois State. You can't underrate them. You can never count St. Clair out in any esport these days. So it's such a strong conference, and I'm really, really excited to get through some of these banger matchups.
Yeah, it's going to be intense, and like you said, I can't wait. So,
and it looks like we have a couple minutes before this match is going to get started. So let's talk about outside of Rocket League.
Yeah.
This week we have our Call of Duty team returning.
Yes.
Along with Valorant coming back for NACE, which you will see Kellen and I casting this Wednesday with Will hosting as well. But a lot of stuff to look forward for West Virginia University Esports.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, COD coming back is huge. We haven't been able to really highlight them in quite a while, but we are finally back with that roster. Going to get a lot of good content there. But then also just huge talking points is that Valorant roster.
Yep.
3 new guys.
3 new guys.
And we couldn't be happier to have them. We've had the opportunity to kind of watch them a little bit over the summer and a little bit of this preseason, and they look great.
They do.
It's really going to allow Inox and Dinks to shine. It's
sure.
going to allow Dinks especially to just brag out.
Exactly. When you're that duelist and you get the right guys in there that can enable you to do stuff, especially with a mastermind like Inox, who can come up with these crazy strats and the coach terms. You never know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
So that's going to be fun. Like you said, the COD roster, it's looking good. The guys seem sharp. It feels like they're happy to play. They're excited to get going, and we're excited to cast it.
Yeah,
So.
but I'll tell you what, it's a little bit of a question mark.
Yeah,
Just because
haven't seen him in so
we
long.
don't know, we have no idea. So, and we also don't really have any update on the rest of the league because we haven't been in it. So it's one of those things that's going to be brand new for you guys, brand new for us. But I'll tell you what, we are excited. I can't wait.
I can't wait either. And Wednesday we do match up against, I believe, the Cumberland Rising team.
Yes.
It's going to be a good matchup. Back in the Super Conference for Valorant, as well as a Rocket League. So, a lot of stuff moving on.
Yeah. Look, this season for WVU Esports as a whole is going to be very exciting. I don't know if you can tell, but we've upgraded a little bit in terms of production. We're actually right outside.
We're outside. We're
right
actually
now.
in a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
Over Woodburn.
Exactly. We just got this table set up. We just really dampened the wind,
Yeah.
So, but no, we are just so happy to be back here, back in this season. I'm so excited just to be back in this spot.
It feels good. Doesn't it feel good?
And I'll tell you what, be sure to check out all of the socials, the Twitters, the Instagrams, the Facebooks.
Yep, Facebook now.
Yeah.
The TikTok,
and
the YouTube.
The TikTok, the YouTube.
All VODs will be put up on YouTube.
And of course, for those of you who are watching, you're watching on Twitch.
On Twitch.
But make sure to hit that follow button if you're not. And if you want to, you can always subscribe. Helps us greatly. Turn on those notifications too, because we have a stacked season. It's going to be wild, and you're gonna want to see it.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, we did a little bit. We have a little bit of content out there right now.
Yep.
Good old Yellow and Brown
out
hit
on the
streets on the Pat McAfee show.
We did.
That was a really fun time, and I'm sure you'll be seeing more of that. But I'm just excited for WVU Esports as a whole this year. Not just the games, but what we're going to be doing outside. We're going to be doing so much more content. You're going to be seeing just a lot more fun things.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you right now, mark your calendars. WVU Esports getting on the map.
All right. Well, it looks like we are just about now getting into the game, so I'm going to officially pass the torch to you two gentlemen. Have a good time and good luck.
Here we
Thank
go.
you so
Thank
much,
you
Will.
much,
Great job. And now we're getting right into this game. Kickoff already passed. We're at 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in this first split, and we're already going to see Matter taking that ball up to the ceiling. An early demo. That is something we saw a lot last year. This West Virginia team loves the demos. They like to play around Matter. I like to call him the demolition expert of this team. Yeah. And now we see PZY over here on the wall trying to get something going on the offensive side, but Matter keeping that ball over on the St. Clair side of the field.
Like you said, those demos really could be the difference. This team might as well call themselves a demolition derby, as that's going to be a great block there by the Mountaineers. Very close to going.
Absolutely. That's something Angel is very good at. Very good in those rotates, being that field general for the rest of his team. And he misses a little bit of a setup there that looked like a potential shot from Matter, but Matter does compete for that in the midfield. But now Tool's the only one back, and he's going to be forced to fully commit on that ball in the corner. Luckily, he does get his hands on it, but a shot comes from St. Clair. Nobody from West Virginia can reach that in time. No boost to save it, and PZY puts the first point on the board for the St. Clair Saints.
Absolutely, and like you said, that's going to be a little bit of that rust that's going to have to get shaken off there. But St. Clair taking advantage of Tool having to fully commit to that first block, and that was really, really detrimental to the Mountaineers because that means you just had no one really in position with the boost power to be able to block that shot.
Absolutely, and Jazzy with a good setup there to PZY. And now West Virginia playing from the back already, a minute 15 in. We have 3.5 minutes left, and Jazzy's going to get the ball taken away by Tool up on the ceiling, but not for long because PZY is going to compete for it. And the ball already coming down, and Tool misses the frame. The ball squeaks in, and now St. Clair up 2-0 early. West Virginia has to hit that gas pedal.
Yeah, and a little bit of an uncharacteristic start from the Mountaineers here. Usually when they go down one, they respond with 2 or 3 more.
Yeah.
But it's going to be down 2-0 for the Mountaineers, and they're going to have to come back from a little bit of a deficit.
And one thing you have to watch is these kickoffs. I was about to say, one thing West Virginia does a lot is when they get down early, they like to hit an early kickoff and go fast, try to score fast, but sometimes that leaves them open. We've seen a lot of goals scored against this team from the kickoff, and West Virginia getting the barrage of goals shot on them, but Tool finally able to get a little clear, but PZY throwing it right back at them.
Yeah, and that's going to be a difficult situation there for the Mountaineers as they are hoping to take it downfield a little bit. Oh, and that's going to be a miss there from Jazzy. Good positioning.
Fabsol can't quite get a handle on the ball, but he does steal the boost from Matter, so West Virginia has to play a little bit slow here. The pass up to Matter blocked by that St. Clair defense. Tool able to get a handle on it for now, and PZY, what a redirection.
Yeah, that is just a very nice play there from the Saints. PZY just coming out swinging here. The hat trick within the first 2 minutes and 10 seconds. I mean, look, the Mountaineers need to find something and find something fast if they want to win this first round.
Absolutely, and this is 3 goals now scored with just poorly timed goals. They're just too far back, or they're not using their boost correctly to get that ball out of the goal. So that's 3 times now West Virginia just makes uncharacteristic, simple mistakes, and Matter trying to put them on the board, but denied by the St. Clair defense, who's swarming this West Virginia attack. And once again, it's PZY pushing the issue, and Fabso is going to get a shot, but a block from Tool. West Virginia really grouped up here. Have to get something going on the offensive end.
Absolutely. I mean, that groupness did not really favor well for them. It allowed St. Clair to kind of play this at all angles, figure out where they wanted to go. Mountaineers do have the ball on the St. Clair side, but not for long, as it looks like it was Jazzy just absolutely sent that flying across as we see Fabso trying to center this here for St. Clair. A good takeout by the Mountaineers.
Fabso and PZY trying to get a little bit fancy there with their mechanics, but it is knocked away by this West Virginia defense. Still stagnant, though. The ball just hovering over their goal, and that's a dangerous position. You never want the ball in the middle of the field up in the air like that with an unguarded goal. PZY looking for another easy shot, but Tool in a bit of a 2v1. They might be able to get a shot here, and Tool full court all by himself. The double tap off the backboard, and West Virginia is on the board 3-1 with a minute and a half to go.
Very nice play here, just able to squeak it into that top right corner, and St. Clair had no answers. Perhaps this is what the Mountaineers needed to get them back on track, but they still need to just get a little more aggressive here if they want any shot.
Here's off the kickoff, and Matter. Nobody to follow up the backboard tip, and Jazzy now in a 1v2. West Virginia's fighting for that. The boost steal from Tool is going to be great. Fabso, no boost to really contest for that ball. Now Tool knocking it down. Looks like they're going to run a little bit of a set here and play it slow. But now they're all forced to rotate back into goal.
Absolutely, and now you'll see Matter having to commit all the way just to get that clear. And now they're going to take the ball on the other side, but with very low boost. It's going to be unfortunate. Matter completely out, and it looks like the Mountaineers are going to have a little bit of difficulty on their hands with 1 minute remaining as St. Clair Saints send it back to the Mountaineer side. Yeah,
absolutely. Now Fabso, at this point, if you're St. Clair, you just want to keep the ball out of their hands, because if they can't score, they can't catch up, right? But now another shot by West Virginia, followed by a demolition. Matter puts it in from midfield, and now West Virginia is within tying distance 3-2 with just 40 seconds left. What a demo on a Jazzy from Tool there.
And that is just why that goal happened. Straight up, Tool able to take out Jazzy, and they were just 2 inches short of being able to block that, but Matter sends it in.
Absolutely, and West Virginia looking for another fast kickoff there, but poorly timed and well defended by the St. Clair Saints, and the ball still hovering around. There's 30 seconds left. West Virginia forced to have 2 in goal with Jazzy forcing the issue, and now Angel up there all alone off the wall. He has Tool in the middle, and Tool's gonna get a bit of a shot, but it's redirected to that left corner. This is where Matter likes to play, over in the corners where he can set up Angel and Tool from the ceiling, but PZY gets a handle on it, and now there's just 10 seconds for West Virginia to tie this up.
Absolutely, balls in the air here, a good center.
5 seconds and a good tip from that St. Clair defense to knock the ball away. The game doesn't end till the ball hits the floor, but a good clear, and it looks like that's gonna be it for this game 1. St. Clair takes it 3-2.
Yeah, and I mean, look, the Mountaineers had to come back a little bit from behind there, and unfortunately, they just could not put it together to come out with the win. However, I think after that second half of that match, or even the back third of that match was much, much better.
And
I
we
think
saw some flashes.
I think that we saw a lot better defense and just a lot more of that aggressiveness. And that's exactly what we expected.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need Matter to be aggressive. We need him to be setting up these beautiful shots. And that's what we started to see there at the
Yep.
end. So hopefully going into match 2, shook the rust off, got the cobwebs out of their heads,
Absolutely.
and they'll be good now.
Yeah, aside from that goal at the end, I mean, he was a little bit non-existent there for that
Yeah.
match. Tool with that first goal really set them on track, but PZY with a hat trick, it's hard to compete.
Absolutely. It's going to have to be a target for this Demolition Derby, as we like to call it here. And it looks like they're going to have a good cross here. PZY redirecting that ball, and he's going to get the better of that contest there. And it looks like Fabso trying to center this for St. Clair.
Yeah, and West Virginia, another dangerous position. PZY looking for his 4th goal of the night already, but West Virginia in a better defensive spot than they started in last match. And now Matter finally gets a decent little clear here. He's trying to go over the head of Jazzy and might get a good pass here to Angel, but Jazzy gets the touch.
Absolutely a better touchback by Angel, though. Going to cross it. Who wins that one? Tool able to go over top. Here comes the center. Can Matter get it?
And we've
Just
seen that
barely.
We've seen that a few times now. They're getting good passes in the middle of the field, which is where they like to get a lot of their shots, but nobody's in position to take the shot.
Yeah, and it's just quite unfortunate as here comes a shot there by Jazzy. What are they going to be able to do with that?
Defended well, though, as of now, and Angel knocks it down over to Tool, and Tool with a good clear. Fabso forced to go up and contest it, and Matter off the backboard. Nobody there once again to take the shot. Now Tool once again looking for Angel on that left side, but he's being manipulated by the St. Clair defense.
Absolutely, and it looks like the Mountaineers are just really struggling to get in position to take shots. Like you said, these passes are exquisite, but there's just no one to follow through here. Now back on defense, a good clear, wonderful bounce back by Matter. Tool taking matters into his own hands, trying to get a little bit of a clear, but Angel's going to go down. It's going to be a 2v3 for the time being, and it looks like they're going to have to go a little bit back on defense. A good take back by Matter.
Matter's forced to go over and get the boost as they're all low. Angel still no boost to work with, and another shot. Oh, what a save there. I believe that was from Tool. And now West Virginia might have an opportunity to get it clear and maybe a counter push, but St. Clair's keeping the ball in such an aggressive position. They're not letting it get across their half of the pitch. And the boost stealing is every single set. They're stealing that boost in the corner, and now Jazzy doing it once again. Matter, the only player with boost on this West Virginia team, forced to go back into goal once again.
Yeah, it's going to be a very difficult position here, like you said, with that boost not being available. Here comes the center, though. Is someone going to be in position now?
Oh, what a touch from Jazzy to get that out of Tool's hands. PZY trying to dribble that through the air, and Matter's going to get a touch, and Tool has 90 boost. So does Angel. They might have potential for a set here, but PZY, his mechanics are just showing off right now, and Jazzy with another shot, knocking into the goal. St. Clair once again up 1-0.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, took him a lot more to get it. Just barely missed the block there. Very, very unfortunate. But the Mountaineers looking better, just need to get someone in position to score, and it could change the course of this match.
Yeah, absolutely. And West Virginia off this tip. Angel taking an aggressive position early, looking for a bit of a pass to the middle to Tool, and he is there to recover this ball, but so's PZY for St. Clair. Tool is going to get a handle on it, though.
Yeah, and it looks like Tool's going to try to get this back out there. Matter taking matters into his own hands. Going to try to get this out of the Mountaineer side, and barely will, but PZY right there with the boost available to do it.
Can Matter get a hit on this? Can Angel get a hit on this? He can't. Two St. Clair defenders swarming him. Angel still fighting for that ball in the corner. No demos to be seen yet this match, and Fabso is going to get a touch over to Jazzy, and they're going to clear this one out once again.
Yeah, and here comes another center here just off the backboard. No one able to contest PZY up top. Fabso going to try to send it back, but it looks like Angel is going to be there to get that back. Or I apologize, that was Matter.
Absolutely, and Fabso fighting for this ball with his life, and Matter swarming over that right side of the wall. And here comes Tool. Although pass in the middle, can Matter get to it? PZY gets to it first, and now Angel gets the 50 ball, and it goes straight up in the air off the backboard. 1 minute left for West Virginia to tie this up. It's been a low-scoring game this game. Another 50 ball. Angel loves those sets in the corner, but he just can't find any success with them.
It is just not clicking here for the Mountaineers right now. Fabso gets a good clear, but the Mountaineers are going to swarm to that ball, send it back. Easy
Good
Y
hit
right
from
there.
Easy Y. But a better one from West Virginia, but once again, Jazzy is everywhere all at once. Now 30 seconds left. The pressure is coming down on West Virginia, trying not to go down 2-0 and Matter. Once again, loses the ball to Fabso, and Jazzy is going to look to just run this clock out, maybe get another goal for good measure. Fabso gets beat to the ball by Matter.
10
seconds
for
left.
Mountaineers.
They get a demolition. Jazzy and Angel are out. This is a 2v2 for the time being. Matter blocked by Fabso.
They're
The
gonna
ball
look to
is in the
send
air.
this thing to the floor.
PZY is just going to ground it, and that is match again. West Virginia loses game 2, 1-0. And St. Clair takes a 2-0 game lead
Yeah.
against the #1 ranked Mountaineers.
Yeah, and I mean, this is just very, very uncharacteristic. We are seeing the setups, which we always do, but the follow-throughs just are not there.
Yep.
So you have to imagine what is going on here.
Yep, and Jazzy, the lone goal in the match. Once again, Angel with 3 saves, but we're looking at the stats. I mean, St. Clair only had 1 more shot than West Virginia. It seems like West Virginia just can't get the ball out of their side of the pitch.
Yeah, it's going to be a big, big factor in this next one is not only do they need to get the ball out of their side, but they also need to get the ball in the net. They have the setups. They just need that follow through, and they cannot be turning the ball over that much and allowing for these clears to get all the way downfield.
Fabso and Jazzy are just running circles around these guys.
Absolutely. And I mean, now that it seems like PYZ is kind of taking a back seat after that first match, but it is playing wonderful defense.
Great defense. He's won every 50 ball he comes into contact with.
Absolutely. And it is going to have to be a focus of the Mountaineers to finish through. Even if they can even give up a goal or two, as long as they finish through on 3 or 4.
Absolutely. Now West Virginia trying to play against this sweep that is incoming. To win this match, it has to be a reverse sweep. They have to win the next 3 in a row. And PZY on the defensive here. Angel coming in early. Once again, though, it just falls right into PZY's lap, and he's able to get a clear. And Fabso takes the ball from Matter. Now Jazzy fighting for it in the corner. It's just a swarm of the St. Clair defense. Matter passing the ball up to the ceiling to himself, and a little bit of a shot there from midfield, but this defense is stalwart for St. Clair. Nothing is going to get past them, and another shot from midfield. Matter has to fly in to save it, and now West Virginia on the back foot once again.
Absolutely. Looks like it's going to have to be Angel for the touch here. A light tap, trying to set it up, probably for, Tool coming in, not able to get anywhere, but here comes from the top. It's going to be a block there. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, Fabso with another save. See, West Virginia, they did get the demo there to set that up, but they're not capitalizing on the demos fast enough. They're letting those cars get respawned, and they can't get the ball past the 2 players that are remaining in Tool. Over on the left side, drops it down. Angel will get the ball in his hands, and he drops it down in front of the goal, but once again, no one there. Just 2 St. Clair cars to wrangle that ball and run it down the left side of the field. Jazzy with it now with a little dribble. Angel with a commit onto that one, knocking it back down. Matter. This might be West Virginia's chance to get on the board, but Jazzy's there instead of Tool, and now Tool forced to go back and save that ball once again.
Yeah, and look at Jazzy here trying to get a nice setup. Oh, just misses that. Here comes PYZ trying to set it back up. A good redirect here. Ball back on the Mountaineer side of the pitch, but that defense looks ready as Tool is going to send it straight up.
Very dangerous. PZY bouncing it back up in the air, looking for the double touch, but can't quite get it. Matter finally with a good save.
Yeah, this is going to be close. Mountaineers need to clear this ball from their side, and it looks like they just barely might if PYZ, but a good touch. Tool gets it back over.
It's looking like first goal might take this one. Both the defenses swarming, but Jazzy, a good save from Matter. WVU low on boost. They have to, if they're going to do something, they have to do it now, but Fabso's there once again. Tool with no boost to work with, swarming for this ball, and now here comes St. Clair on a little bit of a counterplay. But West Virginia can get the clear, and it's up in the air in the middle, but once again, they have to have 2 players back at midfield. Nobody's there to get a shot.
Yeah, and a good juke there by PYZ onto Angel, and now the ball gets centered. A good block by Tool.
Angel and Jazzy both demoed for the time being. Matter is going to hit it right over to the middle. PZY's there to recover it, though. Nothing seems to be going in the way of West Virginia right now.
Yeah, you have to help but wonder what can they do to get out of this, as that's going to be a goal.
His fourth goal of the match after 3 in the first one in a quiet second game. Great assist from Fabso. Look at that pass, and St. Clair's up 1-0 with just 2 minutes left to play.
Yeah, Mountaineers need to get something done and get something done fast. Preferably 2 goals to not even allow for this overtime. They win the kickoff. Matter right there. Jazzy there as well, though. Hold on. Don't.
Another shot. Angel knocks it in finally after a scramble between Matter and Jazzy. Angel gets the fly in the middle and knocks that one home. West Virginia, their first tie of the night and 1 goal away from their first lead of the night. 1:48 left.
Yeah, and it looks like you were a bit incorrect there early. The first goal's not going to win this. This is going to come down to who can either get the second one or get it in overtime. Oh, it's there.
The best defender on the field is always going to be that crossbar, and Angel is a couple pixels too high, but here comes Matter. Can he go over Fabso? He can, but he can't get past PZY. Can Angel do it? No, he can't. Jazzy's there to recover.
Yeah, and Jazzy's going to set this thing up nicely here for St. Clair. But that defense, Gus, has to come in there. Matter, Tool, and PZY is going to send it back over. Power the Mountaineers going to respond.
They need that save, and Angel gets it. Looking to go over Fabso. They do get over him. It's just Jazzy back for the defense here. Fabso and PZY scrambling over in the corner. Ball's going to be 50'd up into the sky, and with 1 minute left, Angel gets a decent shot, and it's followed by Tool, and Tool puts it in. West Virginia's first lead of the night, 2-1. Just when it matters, 57 seconds left.
And I'll tell you what, we have seen a even distribution of goals here. I do believe it's been everyone. And now the Mountaineers do not take their foot off the gas, but they are up 2-1. And a bit of a scramble here, 55 seconds, 1 minute remaining. Mountaineers need to stay on top.
Absolutely, and when you're up by 1 with this little time left, you just have to play your life, and West Virginia already on their heels. The ball hanging around their goal a little longer than you'd like. Tool is going to look to clear this, but he can, and Fabso misses a touch that could have been the tying goal. Matter is going to look to clear this. Fighting for Jazzy. Matter gets a great steal on the boost, and now Tool looking to send it up to Angel. It's off the right wall. Here comes St. Clair, but Tool with another good clear.
Yeah, it's going to be intense. There goes the demo there. Matter out of the game for a little bit. Mountaineers still on their heels. 12 seconds left. All they need to do is stay alive. A 50 loss there. It's going to be okay. Tool wins that one. PYZ sends it up. Mountaineers need a block.
Good touch from Angel. The ball, or the match doesn't end till the ball hits the ground, and Jazzy keeps it up for a second, but no, West Virginia avoids the sweep. Takes game 3, 2-1. Tool and Angel taking that back from the depths, and we have a match tonight.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that was a little too close for comfort, if you ask me. But the Mountaineers are able to hold on and stay on top. And look at that stat line.
Tool doing it all for that game.
Ahead in everything except for those ball touches. And I mean, look at that. 4 demos for the Mountaineers. We said it might come down to those demos, and it looks like it might.
When it mattered, Tool came in. He got the demos. I'm not going to say the joke. I will. He found the right tool for the job. And he got the 4 demos. He had the saves. He got the goal in West Virginia. That was a close one, though.
That was a close one. And they need to ride that momentum.
They do.
Because like you said, 1 loss and it's over.
Yeah.
You have to get the reverse sweep. Mm-hmm. But the Mountaineers are now in a position to do so.
Oh, absolutely.
They have the momentum, and I feel like they have now had enough time to feel out this St. Mary's roster. Mm-hmm. Or sorry, not St. Mary's, St. Clair. St. Clair.
Yeah. You got it.
My fault. This St. Clair roster and figure out really what they need to do, and a lot better finishes there.
For sure.
And I think that part of the problem, they were going for these big flashy ones in the beginning, but now you just saw a little bit of a scramble there, and they're in.
Yeah, that's a great
point. And on
point.
that second one, Tool coming in doing their job. They need to calm down just a little bit and do what they know how to do.
Absolutely. It seemed like they really took a step back, took a deep breath, and relied on their mechanics. They relied on their, on their natural skills, and it seemed to work out. And now we're getting in to game 4. West Virginia down 2-1.
Yeah, and it's already looking good here for the Mountaineers. A very good kickoff.
Oh, they come out aggressive, but once again, the defense, PZY, Fabso, and Jazzy, stalwart, keeping that ball out of their goal.
Yeah, and it looks like the Mountaineers will not be able to convert that into a goal as they are now on their own side. A good setup here by Jazzy, but it is not going to come to fruition. Wow, what a block there by Tool. Oh my goodness.
When he's needed, he is there, and Matter fighting for the ball over in the corner with Fabso. The ball's going to be shot up into the sky. It's going to be Jazzy versus Tool up there for ownership of that ball, but it will go to St. Clair, and Jazzy's going to get a shot here. Fabso's looking to follow up. Can West Virginia get there? He can. Angel in the corner. Tool steals that boost. Still behind compared to St. Clair, but Angel's up ahead of everybody, and Angel puts it in. West Virginia up 1-0.
And a beautiful, beautiful setup there. Look at how he just gets it over Fastbow, and Angel was already on his way to the goal. That is what they do best. They plan, and they know what they're doing. And when they perform like that, they win every time.
He looked like a corner taking an angle on a wide receiver going down the sideline on that one, and it ended up in West Virginia's favor. And now St. Clair coming out aggressive after this kickoff. Jazzy's going to look for a shot, but he's met by Angel. Fabso collecting the boost over on the right side of midfield. The ball's going to go up. It looks like he's going to aim for another shot from PZY. PZY does get a handle on it, and can he sneak that in from that crazy angle? He can't. Matters there to get a little touch, and now it's Angel that needs that clear. Once again, though, this ball stagnant on West Virginia's side of the pitch. They do get the demo on PZY, which will be a green light to throw it down the field, and here comes Matter up the side. A good defense from St. Clair.
Oh, yeah, and look at this retake here. Angel has to come in and commit just a little bit of that boost, and now they're back on the offensive. That defense able to get it out, though. Oh, and a miss there by Angel.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, a good pass from Angel, but Matter narrowly missing, and another crazy block from this West Virginia defense. I believe that one was Angel using all of his boost to get there. But another good hit from Jazzy. Tool's going to get a clear here, so West Virginia has a second to breathe. PZY stealing that boost from Angel is massive. Angel has no boost to get this ball up the wall. And Jazzy's just going to sneak past them, but not on Tool's watch. He will keep the ball in play for the Mountaineers.
And Angel having to back up a little bit, just reset, and gets it past PZY.
Absolutely, and Tool, Angel, just a bit of a body block there, so Tool can get a good shot, but nothing comes of it just yet. Matter, another bit of a body block, and now it's just PZY one-on-one with Angel. Angel gets demoed, but not before getting the block. Matter flies over the ball. Just 2 back for West Virginia for this defense, and PZY is looking to show off a little bit up here. A pass down to Jazzy, another good save from West Virginia. Tool is everywhere.
Yeah, Tool really coming in clutch here, being up 1-0. He knows they need to protect this net because they are not in a position to get super, super aggressive here, but it looks like they're going to try as Angel comes over the top, tries to center it. Is anybody going to be there? No, as the defense from St. Clair is able to get it back to the Mountaineer side of the field.
That was a great pass from Angel. Just better defense from St. Clair. Body blocking Tool. He couldn't get a clean look at it, but another shot from Fabso, and it goes in. West Virginia caught asleep. I'm not sure what they were doing. No one in goal. Let's take another look at it. Looks like Fabso got the hit.
Matter went for the ball.
Over committing on that shot. Probably should have stayed back in goal, but nonetheless, St. Clair tied this up with 1:46 left.
And now if you're Tool, what do? Do you try and go for these finishes that are getting set up for you, or do you have to stay back and keep that stalwart defense as Angel just barely clears that?
Now that's a tie game. I think you do what you do best, and that is running these sets and getting Angel on those long runs. And here comes Matter with a hit. Jazzy versus Tool up in the sky. Matter's going to get a good hit. Just one person back, and that is going to be Fabso. But he does get a good touch on it. Jazzy keeping it on West Virginia's side of the pitch. And once again, nobody's in goal. Can Matter get to it? He can. PZY is there to recover. West Virginia has to play this defensive style that they're not that accustomed to.
Yeah, it's usually not something that they have to do all that often, as Tool's going to have to play this corner. Just barely wins that 50. Angel going back up top with the ball. PZY trying to take it down and get it centered. Look at this defense. Those two St. Clair's players, Jazzy and Fabso, just swarming to that ball. And a
demo onto Tool. Angel has to save this. Can he? Fabso's going to come down with the shot. barely saved from Angel. What
a
save.
save.
And now Tools on the counter push, but knocked over by PZY. Great defense there on the streak.
I mean, that was pixel perfect save there. And another demo onto Matter.
Off the ceiling, can Tool get a good angle on it? He can't, but Angel's coming for another touch, and PZY with a crazy save once again. Back-to-back saves from both teams. And now we're 15 seconds from overtime. These players have to keep the ball in play if they want a shot to win. This Tool knocks it down. Angel is going to get a hit with 8 seconds left. Tool passes it back to Angel. Is Matter going to get a hit over to Tool, who's on that streak? He can't. The ball, Matter making a sweat with that save, and now with 1 second left, St. Clair keeps it in play. PZY might have a good shot at this. Here comes Jazzy. And Angel is just going to ground it and send us to overtime.
And now it is overtime. It is next goal wins. Mountaineers need something here, perhaps a little bit more of that Tool breakaway. Not a great kickoff, but Matter on the backside, able to clear it back towards the St. Clair side of the pitch. And Angel going to have to clear that ball. Jazzy right there, though, ready to take it back.
Absolutely. And remember, overtime in Collegiate Rocket League is sudden death, so first goal will take the match. And West Virginia, trying to avoid the 3-1 loss, really needs this one. St. Clair looking to put them to sleep and avoid a Game 5. And here comes PZY, a good shot, and it goes in. West Virginia swarming nothing, another overcommit on the ball. And St. Clair is going to take the first game of NACE play, 3-1 against these Mountaineers.
Yeah, you really do not like to start the season off like that. But I'll tell you what, St. Clair looked dominant. I mean, absolutely insane. And that defense was something that was absolutely crazy.
Absolutely.
They absolutely had Matter shut down. They kept them on the backside of the field, and the Mountaineers need to take that and run with it into the next week. An unfortunate loss there.
Absolutely.
And I think that it might just be a rust situation, or perhaps the Mountaineers have a little bit of thinking to do.
Maybe, I mean, like we said, West Virginia, #1 ranked coming into this one. This is actually, I believe, I could be wrong, I believe this is their first loss in NACE play in a calendar year, essentially.
I do believe so.
So that's a tough one. But like we said pregame, a lot of these teams in the Super Conference, you never know when they're going to play their best ball. And tonight, looks like that was St. Clair. Jazzy, Fabso, PZY, all very good players, have been teammates at a very high level. You can't count them out, and looks like West Virginia might have underestimated them.
Yeah, and that is very unfortunate, because now looking towards the future, just within this Super Conference, Ole Miss and Akron, that game is probably going to be extremely close. And they are going to look at this match and say, hold on now, that #1 seed is up for grabs.
Absolutely.
And that is going to put an even bigger target on their back, as if there wasn't one.
And that's another question. The winner of Akron Ole Miss might take that #1 seed until proven otherwise.
Absolutely. And the Mountaineers are going to have a little bit of retaking to do. But I'll tell you right now, it is always good, win or lose, to be here with you all.
Absolutely.
And we'd like to thank you for joining us today, despite the loss. But be sure.
Fantastic match, though.
Yeah, just be sure to check out our stream on Wednesday.
Yep.
I do believe it's
8:30 p.m.
Valorant?
Yes, it will be Valorant, 8:30, same time as tonight. It is going to be your brand new WVU Valorant roster facing Cumberland Rising.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good time. But as always, be sure to follow all of the socials, the Twitters, the Facebooks, the TikToks, the Twitches, the Instagrams.
The YouTubes.
YouTubes, yes, of course, to check out this VOD so you can watch Gabe and I talk a little bit more in your free time before Wednesday. But thank you all for joining us, and we will see you Wednesday at 8:30.
Good night.